Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Yassie, and in today's video I want to talk about how to start losing weight. So if you didn't know, I used to be 162 kilos and I am now currently 75 kilos. That's a loss of 87 kilos, losing weight naturally through diet and exercise. So I'm going to be sharing what I did, how I started my weight loss journey, and hopefully some of these tips can rub off on you and you can apply them to your lifestyle. Now remember, life is not one size fits all. It is the same with diet and exercise, okay? We're all different and we have different pre-existing conditions. We have different starting points, starting weights. We have different muscle mass percentages. There's a whole lot of factors to consider. Now, to not make it overwhelming for you, I'm going to keep it at the basics. We're on day one. Number one, I want to start with calorie counting. How many calories can we consume and lose weight? So we want to make sure we are consuming the most calories we can consume and still lose weight. How do we do that? Well, we've got to find out for you specifically how many calories your body needs. Now, I'm going to use myself as an example. I started at 162 kilos and I downloaded MyFitnessPal. So you can download any food tracking apps and they normally help you to figure out how many calories you can consume. So that's what I did. First, open MyFitnessPal and then it'll come up with your goals and you type in all your information. So your current weight, so mine's 74.9, goal weight, whatever that may be for you. Your starting weight would be what you're starting at, how much weight you want to lose. Say you want to lose maybe half a kilo per week. Say you're not very active, so yes, you say I'm not very active, and then you go back and it will calculate your amount of calories you can eat. Now, even so, I have to warn you guys, these calories that these food tracking apps spew out at you are estimates, okay? So that means that we don't have to treat it like the Bible. We don't have to treat it like it's concrete, okay? So that's what I started with, 1,800 calories. For you, if you're of a lower body weight, you might get a lower calorie calculation of your daily calories that you can consume. Or if you have a lower body weight, but your activity level is super intense, then you'll get a higher calorie deficit. So, that all being said, me personally, I would recommend going to calculator.net. Let's do it together. So you go to Google and you type in calorie calculator. And when you scroll past the sponsored things, it comes out with calculator.net. Once you're at calculator.net, you type in your details. I am not 27. Unfortunately, I am 29, female, 176 centimeters, and am 75 kilos. Now, down here with your activity level, I'm going to say little to no exercise because that's how I used to be. And so it'll come up with my maintenance calories. Again, it's an estimate. 1,853 calories, or mild weight loss, 1,603, and so on. How much weight do you want to lose? I feel like you're going to be one of these people who type in 1 kilo per week. Now, if you type in 1 kilo per week when you're trying to figure out how many calories you want to consume in this calorie calculator, it will spew out to you that it has to be super low and super restrictive. Now, I'm going to guess this is not your first time trying to lose weight, or your second or third. Am I right? I'm right. I know I'm right, because I was there too. So that being said, every time you've been in a diet phase and you have over-restricted yourself, be honest with yourself, did you stick with it? No, you didn't. Why didn't you stick with it? Because it wasn't realistic for you. You couldn't go out to a party. You couldn't go on dinner dates. You couldn't go to your family gatherings and enjoy the food. So we want to eat the most we can eat, but still be in a calorie deficit. Now, if you have the time and the patience that I didn't have, you can also download the food tracking app and just see how much food you eat in a week. Do it for, 7 days. See how much you consume on a daily basis. And whatever that number is, be honest with yourself how much you're consuming. And then from that number, subtract 100 to 200 calories per day. And that will help you to figure out that if I just eat a little bit less, I will lose weight. Now, that being said, if you do it that way, once you start losing weight, you're going to have to be in a smaller calorie deficit because obviously you're in a smaller body. So you can do the same process again where you track how much food you eat and go back down another 100 to 200 calories less per day. So it's up to you what you decide to do. But for me, I just used MyFitnessPal. I typed in my sedentary level, my activity level, my height, my weight, my gender, and that's what came up, 1,800 calories, and that was my deficit. And I stuck to that deficit for about 6 months, and then I went down to 1,700 calories. And then I did that for 3 months, and then I even dropped a lot more weight than I realized because I was getting to be more active. So then I just stuck at 1,700 and even some days did 1,800. And what I didn't realize when I first started my weight loss journey was that obviously your activity levels do matter, but what you want to avoid is overeating in terms of if you have a fitness watch like I do, and it tells you how many calories that you're burning per day and you try to eat them back, or if you're on a treadmill and it says you burnt this many calories, try not to eat them back, okay? Because they're not going to be very accurate. And honestly, all these calorie things are not accurate. You just gotta play it by ear. Now, another thing I will add when it comes to finding how many calories you can consume and being tempted to say that you want to lose 1 kilo per week and Yassie says I need to eat the most I can eat, but I want to lose weight now. I want to lose 5 kilos in a couple of weeks. So I'm going to eat a bit less. Well, I will just say to you, fair warning, you might lose that weight. Are you going to sustain that? I don't think so. I know so, okay? I know so. I also know that you will be tempted to make shortcuts when it comes to your calorie consumption. For instance, let's take the 1990s, early 2000s. Everyone was just consuming 1,200 calories despite their age, despite their comorbidities, despite their muscle mass. They were just consuming 1,200 calories per day. If you do that, and that is not specific to you and your body, then you are gonna find when you're in a really restrictive calorie deficit, you are gonna be tempted to overeat. You're going to look at food with a very strong desire that almost makes you feel weird that you look at it that way. You're going to not be able to do your daily task effectively. You're not going to be able to hold a conversation. You might get headaches. You might get irritable. You might be moody. You might get stomach cramps. You might really affect your bowel movements. And And these issues can even be long lasting, especially when it comes to your bowels. And I won't share too much there, but even being in a calorie deficit for as long as I was, which was 19 months in total, it took a long time for me coming into maintenance to, because I didn't do it super slowly. I didn't add like 100 calories back on. I just went straight to maintenance calories, and my bowels got compacted, and it was really like painful for me. So we really do have to consider all the information when it comes to losing weight, how many calories we consume, and how we go about it. So take this time to realize this is the last time you want to do your weight loss journey. You want to get there now. This is your time to actually get all the facts, get all the information, take it slow, and learn. Learn from someone who has been there and done that. So number 2, we want to track and weigh our food. How does this help us? Well, if you track and weigh your food accurately, you're going to be able to consume more food. Because when it comes to guesstimating, it's very easy to underestimate or overestimate how many grams of food we are consuming. So get a fun little food scale, and every time, at least for a couple of weeks when you're first learning, first starting out, weigh your food, your breakfast, your snacks, everything. And I know it sounds tedious, but this is going to educate you. This is going to show you how much food you can consume and still lose weight. It's going to teach you not only portion control, but also that you can have voluminous foods of low caloric value. So that means you can have big salads and enjoy those salads and enjoy eating, because we all do enjoy our food. We enjoy eating, and there's nothing wrong with that. So if you can enjoy bigger portions of food that you love that are having some substitutions in order to be in a calorie deficit, to be in a lower caloric value, then it's going to bring joy to your weight loss journey. So this is a weight scale. So this is going to help you weigh and track your food so that you're able to eat more food on your weight loss journey. So I'm not going to recommend a specific brand. Just get a weight scale, the cheapest one you can find. It's really easy. And if you get one that's like compact like this, you can take it with you if you go on a holiday or camping or wherever you want to do it. You can take this with you wherever you go. So it's super easy, super lightweight. You turn it on, you get your plate, whatever you're eating, put the plate, you tar it off. So that means just clearing. By pressing that button, you clear it, and then you're able to weigh your salad. Do everything separately. So we got our salad here, we got 24 grams. So we got the salad on there, we got 24 grams, and then I would track it in my FitnessPal, and then I will tar it off, clear it, and then I'm adding my coleslaw. And I see how many grams that is. So for instance, that's 51 grams, and I put that in my FitnessPal. So you open my FitnessPal, you go to diary, and because we're having salad, I'm going to say it's the lunch portion. So you got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I'm going to add food from lunch. In the search engine, I'm going to type in leafy mix, because I think that's what it's called from Woolworths. Yes, leafy mix. And you can see there under serving size, I'm going to go by grams and type in however many grams it is. And now I'm going to add coleslaw. So fine cut coleslaw from Woolworths. I go to the serving size, how many grams. I'm going to type in, let's say it's 20,
and then press the little tick in the right hand corner. And then I'm going to go back using the arrow, and I have added 13 calories to my daily total under lunch. Another really cool thing you can do is use the barcode feature. So see in the right hand side, it says scan a barcode. This feature is really helpful when it comes to going to the grocery store and comparing sauces. So for instance, you might be comparing your mayonnaise, because not all sauces are the same. So you scan the barcode and it comes up with, especially if you're comparing serving sizes, always go 100 grams if you're comparing it to another sauce on the shelf. So you can do that to help you choose which sauce you want to get, or which cheese, or whatever it may be for you that you really like.
And it really doesn't take that long. The more that you do it, the easier it's going to become, because you're gonna build a routine. The longer you do it, you'll be able to be like, oh, that's 20 grams, or that's this. But when you start your weight loss journey, be as accurate as you can so that you can consume the most that you can and enjoy your food. Number 3, educate yourself. Educate yourself with heaps of YouTube videos about how other people have lost weight naturally, how other people eat, how many calories other people consume. Can you find a YouTuber that has a similar body type to you? Can you find a YouTuber that has a similar lifestyle to you? And these things will help give you perspective of where you need to be and things that you can do that you can apply to your life, because it is your specific journey. It's not that YouTuber's journey. So we do not want to be a carbon copy of anyone, and we do not want to take all the information as the Bible as concrete. We want to take little bits and pieces that we know that we can maybe give it a go, give it a try. If it doesn't work for you, alter it or do something completely different. This is your time to learn. Make sure you do this part. You have to find out this information that you need in order to fuel your weight loss journey, that it can be sustainable and enjoyable and long term. And then that way you will be able to not only feel satisfied and proud that you have all the facts and you have all the information and you can make informed decisions that are going to benefit you, but also with this education, you're able to educate others. When you're finding food ideas online, make sure that you are finding the right substitutes in your area, because you might be watching someone that's in America and you might be watching someone in England and you're in Australia, and so you want to find the things in your grocery store that's going to be low calories and still make those food dishes that you're finding to be appealing to be of low caloric value. So that means you're still going to have to put in the work. You're still going to have to go to the grocery store and compare mayonnaise to another mayonnaise. And honestly, I know it sounds tedious, but you will get there, okay? You got to start somewhere. And when it comes to finding the things that you really like and really enjoy to eat, keep eating those things. Just make substitutions. And the biggest caloric value substitution you can make is sauces. Sauces are highly caloric most of the time, especially when it comes to like barbecue sauce. That is a lot of sugar. If you can have reduced sugar, if you can, and even like the reduced sugar sauces can be highly caloric. They might be full of oil. So it's like, make sure you're reading the back of the packets, and that's what goes into educate yourself. Find out how you can read the back of a packet. Find out how you can determine the what's bad when it comes to high sugar amounts, high carbohydrates amounts, saturated fats. Why are these things considered bad? Why are these things considered good? Educate yourself on that and you will make better choices. Fair warning, when it comes to educating yourself and you're binge watching YouTubers or whatever it is for you, if it's Instagram Reels or if it's TikTok Reels, and you have all these Fitspo people, make sure you are not comparing yourself to their body type and that you are not comparing yourself to their journey, because you are on your own specific journey. Maybe they haven't had children. Maybe they work out a ton. Maybe they were fit to begin with, but now they've really gone superhero fit. Do you know what I mean? Your starting point may be completely different from them. Your history, your life, and how you've lived and how you've treated your body up to now might be completely different to the people that you are watching on social media. So when it comes to comparison, how can you compare a cup of tea to a brick wall? You just can't, okay? They're completely opposite. You have to just be honest with yourself that yes, there can be some fit people that inspire you to move your body. But if you get to the point where you're over consuming these people, this content, and then you start to feel bad about yourself, bad about your body, even though you've lost 1 or 2 kilos, that 1 or 2 kilos is more than what you were before. Take everything you see on social media with a grain of salt and be proud of every triumph that you achieve. And do not let other people tell you that it's not good enough or that you're not there yet. Because you know what? Find enjoyment in the journey. Find some pride in yourself that you know that you are doing something that is enhancing your longevity, is enhancing your health. And it may be slow and it may be small changes, but that's okay. It's great that you have started. It's great that you are pursuing something that's going to benefit you. And remember the tortoise and the hare? Like, it sounds silly, but the whole meaning comes to fruition when it comes to our weight loss journeys, because you might see someone who's, wow, she lost a lot of weight in like a couple weeks and she's looking real fit and healthy and whatever. And I've been on this weight loss journey just, losing 1 or 2 kilos every couple of months or whatever, and I'm just feeling rubbish about myself. Well, if you stick to that 1 or 2 kilo weight loss over, a course of 6 to 18 months, you are gonna be in a completely different body than you started with. And that person who rushed the process are going to be in danger of rebounding, in danger of overconsumption when they get into their maintenance phase because they've over-restricted, or they haven't taken the time to educate themselves and learn why they are making the changes that they are making, why they are beneficial for themselves. Why are those changes going to benefit them? And if you do these steps, educate yourself on why you're doing what you're doing, it will change your neuro pathways in your brain so that you are able to make choices, good choices from here on out and keep improving. Number 4, do not overkill exercise. So when we first start our weight loss journey, we really do want to focus on the kitchen, on our food, what we are eating, how much we are eating. If we start to incorporate exercise on top of this new realm of trying to figure out what we can eat and how much we can eat, you're going to get overwhelmed, freak out, and stop because it's too much for you and you can't bear it. Because you still got your life to live, you still got family, you still got work, you know, you want to incorporate things slowly. So my advice to you is to stick with, what food ideas can I look at that are low calorie and are gonna be filling, and also a type of food that appeals to me, like homemade burgers or homemade pizza. Start there. Don't just rush into being like, I need to work out 5 days a week and I need to be in a calorie deficit. It's not gonna work. I've been there, I've done that. Make these sustainable choices, longevity choices that are going to help you stick to your weight loss journey, because you will get there. Once you have mastered how many calories you can consume, what type of foods you like that are low caloric and voluminous so that you feel full, and substitutes for foods that you really love, substitutes for sauces that you really love, going out for dinner, what you can eat on the menu, and you get comfortable with weighing and tracking your food, and you get into a routine of tracking your food in a calorie app or in a notebook. Once you master that, then you can start incorporating a fitness routine. For me personally, low impact exercises, especially when you start your weight loss journey, are going to do a lot more for you than you think they're going to do. So what I mean by that is, for instance, going for a 5-minute walk outside your house, it doesn't sound like a lot, and you feel like, that's not going to contribute to my weight loss. I'm not going to burn enough calories for that. But did you do that 5-minute walk before? No. So that 5-minute walk is contributing calories that are going to be burnt off. It's a 5-minute walk, I understand, but it's a 5-minute walk you didn't do before, but you are now doing. So if you can build on that 5-minute walk and go for a 10-minute walk the next day, or even a couple of days, and then add on, you know what? A 10-minute walk's pretty achievable. I'm gonna do a 20-minute walk. Then you do a 20-minute walk. And then the following week you go, you know what? I feel like I can do a 20-minute walk. I might do a 30-minute. And I might even do that hill. You know, like add on. And you will see that your cardiovascular fitness will improve. You're also not even really thinking about that you're burning calories. You're just going on a nice walk. So it's a really easy exercise to do that's not going to be too confronting, too overwhelming while you start your weight loss journey. The other things I will mention, dancing, like watching dancing YouTube videos in your own home. That's a really fun way to burn calories as well. And it feels like you're not doing too much, but it's contributing positively to your weight loss journey. Even incorporating stretches and that form of like, you know what, I'm gonna do 5 minutes today of stretching. You know, like you do your stretches and that causes you to be like, I feel good, I feel achieved, I feel accomplished by doing just stretches, you know, but your blood flow is moving and then your body feels a bit better. And then next minute, you know, you're more agile, you're more flexible, you can reach that top shelf without hurting your shoulder. Things like that you can do right now are going to make you feel proud, first of all, but also incorporates into your brain that you're doing something for yourself, doing something healthy and something that's sustainable and relatively easy for you to do. It's not going to be overwhelming if you do it this way when it comes to your exercise. Number 5, have a support system. So I understand that everyone has a different lifestyle. So for me, I started my weight loss journey and I have a husband. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't start a weight loss journey if you have a roommate or you live by yourself. The support system I'm talking about isn't necessarily about leaning on someone else. It's about being open and honest with yourself and with your significant other or your network of friends or even with yourself. Just say, you know what? Guys, I just want to let you know I'm starting this weight loss journey. I just would like a little bit support in terms of, could you maybe not offer me Tim Hams? Can you maybe not get me takeaway food when you come home from work? You know, if you can ask them to help you in these small ways, it's going to really benefit you. But also, if you live by yourself, the honest way of having your support network, as in yourself, support yourself, is to be like, is to talk to yourself, honestly, like talk inside your mind, talk to yourself, however you want to do it, journal, and just remind yourself, this is what I'm doing. Be honest with yourself. I am going to start a weight loss journey. I know it's going to be hard, but I really want to do it this time because of A, B, and C, okay? And I need your support, as in yourself, to be there for me, to remind me when I'm feeling low to not reach for those Tim Tams, or, you know, just be honest with yourself. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to a support system. It's not only being honest with yourself and your loved ones, but it's also when you say things out loud, like that there's a new goal that I want to reach, you're saying it out loud and you're hearing it back to yourself and you're going, oh, wow. You know, you're actually concreting this goal that's been inside your own brain for a long time, but you're bringing it to fruition. You're bringing it to reality, out into the real world. And that's going to really improve your way of thinking about your weight loss journey. These little small things, like being honest and open verbally, is going to help when it comes to the mental side of weight loss. And when it comes to family and friends, if you have a family member or a roommate that seems to get hurt when you say no to them, they, you know, and you can see it on their face that they're a bit offended that you didn't take their baked goods that they made for you. Have an honest talk with them and just say, hey, I really appreciate the time and effort that you spend in looking after me or giving me those treats or thinking about me to make me those treats. But I just want to let you know I'm not saying no to you because I appreciate you and I love you. But this is what I have to do for myself. And it would mean so much to me if you could help me do this. So yeah, that's another thing. It's going to be hard when it comes to those family connections, and it's not always going to be easy to communicate honestly and openly, but it is something that needs to be done. For a long time, I used to keep the fact that I wanted to start a diet really quiet and close to myself because I was embarrassed, because I didn't want people to know that, you know, I needed to lose weight. And it would have been obvious to them that I needed to lose weight, but I didn't want to accept it myself. Hence why I didn't say it out loud. But this is important, guys. It's important to be honest with yourself that you do need to lose that weight to be happier and healthier, have longevity, have improved cardiovascular fitness. It is important, and it means more than just fitting in to a smaller size dress. It means way more than that. And even if the conversations don't go well with your significant other, and maybe they're putting pressure on you or saying maybe even positive things like, oh, you look so great, I love the way that you look, you don't have to change. And it's getting to the point where you're getting these mixed feelings, these mixed emotions, and you don't know what to do, but at your core, you really believe that this is something I need to pursue for myself. That's going to lead into number 6, self-reflection. So when it comes to a weight loss journey, we really do want to focus on the mental side of it, because, spoiler alert, that is 100% the reason why you're going to lose weight this time. If you focus on the mental side of weight loss, why you got to that point, why you gained all that weight, what was the cause. When you tell yourself finally that, this is really what happened, and this is the event that spiraled, this is something that made me feel really rubbish about myself, and I've been trying for years and years and years to deny it, that I do want to be a little bit smaller and a little bit healthier and walk a little bit longer. It's gonna hurt, okay? Being honest with yourself hurts more than anything in this world, because we really want these things that we suppress. We suppress them because we think that we can't achieve them. But in doing that, we're telling ourselves that we are not capable. But you are capable. You are capable of achieving your goals. It's you that's in front of yourself, being your own hurdle, telling yourself that no, I can't do it. I've been a big girl my whole life. I can't do it. I'm meant to be big. My genetics say that I have to be overweight. My genetics don't let me be, in a healthy weight range. Whatever the excuse is that you're giving to yourself, I've given it to myself, okay? I've been there, I've done that. I've been big my whole entire life, even as a child. And I just want to let you know that you are capable and you can decide what you want out of your life. Don't let family, friends, or even yourself put yourself down and put you in a box and tell you that you can't achieve the things that you want to achieve. So what you're going to have to do is make time for mental self-reflection. So when you go on your walks, have that time to be honest with yourself. Have your inner dialogue going and be like, hey Yasmin, how you going today? So this walk is beautiful. I love the scenery. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, hey Yasmin, so we need to talk, okay? Things have been getting out of hand for a long time now, and I need A and B to change. And I don't really know where to start, but I'm just saying it to you that I need help. So have that inner dialogue, that inner conversation with yourself, and slowly you'll start to unravel these deep-seated things that you've been suppressing that need to come out, come to the surface, and be resolved. Without resolving whatever got you to morbid obesity or being overweight, it's not going anywhere. The weight is not going to go anywhere, because it's like we have this fat comfort blanket, that this is our comfort zone. We can't take it off, because if we take it off, it means we have to acknowledge these certain things that happened, and I don't know if I'm ready. Even if you're not fully ready to acknowledge deep-seated issues, start with the more easier things. I say it in quotation marks because nothing's easy, but start with, okay, I want to lose weight because of this reason. So find out your why. Why do I want to lose weight? And start with those things. Why do I want to be healthier? What makes me feel better? And what are the things that make me feel happy? Start with those things. But eventually you will have to acknowledge those deeper seated issues, those dark things inside yourself that you don't really want to talk about, or with anyone, or especially not yourself, because that is the only way you're going to get there. Change your actual life, not just lose weight, but change your perspective, change the way you look at things, and all these things will contribute to your weight loss journey being effective and positive and long lasting. So I know a lot of people like journaling, and when I first started my weight loss journey, I did journal. I did say all the wild thoughts, all the things that were negative and overwhelming, and I'll put it all on a page, And then after my walk, I would look at it and be like, do I really think all these things? And 9 times out of 10, I didn't think all these things. There was a lot of anger, a lot of frustration, and a lot of feeling ripped off. You know, that was my stuff that I saw and that I had to handle. Whatever it is for you, having it on a page and looking at it when you're not in that mindset of when you wrote it. So, you know, take a half an hour, take an hour, take a day, come back to the journal, reread what you said, and be like, what is this? Like, what do I mean by this? And does it mean anything at all? And sometimes, even if it doesn't mean anything at all and you were just angry, it shows you that you are angry. It shows you that there are some injustices that you haven't resolved and that you need to resolve. And sometimes it's good just to get it out on the page. And then as soon as you get it out on the page, you go away, you do your walk, you come back, you look at your book, and you're like, oh, I feel better now. So this part of your weight loss journey is going to be the hardest part of it, but also the most rewarding. So make sure you do your mental self-reflection so that you can change those neuro pathways to make long-lasting changes in your life so that you can make better decisions and achieve the body that you want, but also the life that you want. And this will contribute all positively to your weight loss journey if you can do these 6 steps. Now make sure to comment down below any questions you have for me. I'm happy to help you out on your journey, and take it from someone who's been there, done that. It takes time, but it is super rewarding. It's not about the external, it's about the internal work that you're going to do, and all the effort that you put in will pay off. Be patient, be consistent, and you will see results. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure to subscribe if you like my content. Make sure to watch the next video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.